first reader is KeithFallows. Keith is in his fourth semester of the program. He enjoys writing stage plays and fiction. Having a taste for horror and existentialism, he presented on Dan Simmons' Carrying Comfort at the International Vampire Film and Arts Festival in Sighisoara, Romania. He considers his influences to be Friedrich Nietzsche, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Albert Camus, China Miéville, oh boy, thanks, Keith, and Alan Moore. Though unpublished, he does not allow rejection letters to stifle his drive or passion for the written word. So please welcome KeithFallows.
At noon on a Sunday in November 2024, the 88mm guns positioned miles outside St. Maria quit. Fire engulfed the entire village. Flames scorched a hole through the frigid day. Sophia Lovewick, a lieutenant in charge of 6th Battalion, 66th Exterminator Regiment's Mayhem Company, clenched a cigarette between her teeth. Gloves covered her bandaged, frost-burned hands. A black overcoat covered her combat gear and fluttered about her legs in the premature winter winds. The cap remained firm atop her scalp. An hour passed since Mayhem Company penetrated St. Maria. The action called for applause throughout the Fogwater Federation. Her company, led by an armored platoon, had been the first Fogwater or jackboots on Castlin soil. In haste, the entire battalion crossed the quarantine zone the day prior. However, Colonel Foster wanted Mayhem Company to take the first village. He sat in the command truck behind Sophia as St. Maria incinerated. She guessed the defenders did not expect the tanks to be outfitted with flamethrowers alongside their cannons. She longed to be at the front, but her frostbitten skin made Foster squeamish. Sorry, Lovewick. You're to sit this one out. Can't afford to lose an officer like yourself, let alone the beloved devil of Fogwater. He told her that with seconds until the company started their assault. The assault she planned. I wanted to bear witness, to not appear a coward before my troopers, she thought as the colonel awaited a response. Instead, she nodded and snapped a salute. She remained straight as a pencil outside the command truck since the orders to stand back. From the hedgerows came the whine emitted by tanks. A mass of brush fell over and an exhaust plume burst out the tank's rear pipe. The commander stood in the hash. Sophia let a smirk twitch in the corner of her lips. Behind the tank came a group of Castellan Royal Army soldiers and the militia flanked by armed Fogwater troopers, Sophia's troopers. When the mechanical monster reached her, the commander saluted. Your lads brought you excess, Lieutenant Lovewick, he said. She noticed he did not wear a gas mask like the infantry. Do you wish to catch the plague? Where's your gas mask? Sophia frowned. The village is further than you think, and this lot has no symptoms. The medic checked them. Besides, I can't breathe in these forsaken masks. I don't care. Get a new filter. Right, Lieutenant. I'll be sure to. Sophia placed her hands behind her back, firm, and walked toward the prisoner column. The cigarette remained between her teeth. She worried she might want to put a gas mask on herself. The plague might have evolved to disguise itself. Those troopers who guarded the prisoners saluted her. She waved them off. Funny how the tables turned, isn't it? Sophia directed the question to the prisoners. You drop a bioweapon on us and the winds send it back to you. Now we're here, and your homes are gone. Your plague cleared the path for us. How's it feel? No prisoner responded. All moved their eyes to the ground or sky. How does it feel? Worth it! Sophia scanned the crowd for the source until she caught a woman in farmhand clothes. She did not avert her eyes from the spurned lieutenant. With strength, Sophia parted those between her and the farmhand. The two stood face to face. Sophia regretted the gas mask that sat on her desk in the command truck. Worth it, how so? You killed Queen Alyssa's sister. You maniacs murdered her entire family, and for what? Admit it that it was a matter of time before you turned your attention west, to us, and the rest of North America. Sophia sneered. The farmhand spit. Saliva dripped down Sophia's cheek. She nodded, made as if to turn toward the command truck. In a motion she mastered after weeks of practice, she drew her pistol and placed a bullet through the farmhand's skull. Bone fragments and brains splattered onto other prisoners. The ground and mixed with the spit wad nestled on Sophia's cheek. Some screamed, others remained silent. Tank commander, Sophia shouted as she exited the prisoner column. Yes, Lieutenant, be done with them. Burn the bodies afterward. Right, Lieutenant. If any try to run, I'll have these grunts hunt them down. The prisoners failed to get a word out before the tanks rode Tank's turret rotated toward them, and the machine gunner replaced the commander in the hatch. He held the trigger tight. Sophia watched. Bullets shredded, dismembered, disemboweled, decapitated, pulverized Fogwater's enemies. The colonel stepped out the command truck but remained silent. The deed completed, the sounds left were distant gunfire and the machine gunner as he reloaded the weapon. A great orange stream burst from the tank's flamethrower. Fire blanketed the bodies. Some continued to twitch post-mortem, at least Sophia figured post-mortem. She took a long final drag from the cigarette and flicked the butt into the smoldered bone pile. Scraps of charred skin remained tight to a few skulls and rib cages. Well, at the minimum, those which remained visible. The colonel vomited. Sophia climbed the makeshift staircase to the command truck and stopped beside the sickened man. Devil of Fogwater, indeed, he managed. Hunched over as he expected another round. You'll be fine, Colonel. One day, years from now, you'll realize that options don't exist in these situations. For all we know, those roaches could have plague traces in their hair. Man-made plague, incurable. Death is a mercy to them. Where are you going now? Need the gas mask. Need the gas mask. Smells like barbecue out here. I hate barbecue. She threw open the door. The blood spatter dried against her face.